Step 1, open a blank spreadsheet, like this one. Next, save your spreadsheet and give it a cogent name. In this case, I'm going to call it Geo 332 Lab 4 Mad River Pebble Count Pattern 2015-0915. Step 2, enter some metadata, information about what the spreadsheet contains, your name, etc. Here I've entered Geology 332, Lab 4, Mad River Gravel. I put the web page for the lab. I put my name, my email address, the date I've collected the data, any other information you think is important. Now we will set up our rows and columns. Rows are listed on the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yada yada yada, and columns are listed at the top, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and each cell is designated with its column and row. This cell is D7. You can see it's listed D7 here. So I'm going to enter my columns first. The first two columns will be size class. I've entered size class here. I'll select these two cells and I'll click merge and center. Now these two cells were combined into one cell, size class, and I'll put a horizontal bottom border on that to help visualize that. And then I've entered station here, so these next three columns will be for station. Again, I'm going to merge cells and center justify and put it under horizontal bottom border. Then I've entered the next series of column information. I've got range in millimeters, I've got class number, and I have three stations, 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to start entering row information. So for range in millimeters, I'll enter apostrophe to trick Excel to not think that these are numbers. And I'm going to enter less than space 2. I'll enter apostrophe. I'll enter 2 space hyphen space 4 apostrophe 4 space hyphen space 8, and so on. Then I'll enter class numbers. Now I've entered the first three. I can select these and click and drag down, and it fills in the correct numbers. Then I'm going to select all these cells like that and center justify them and save my spreadsheet. Now we will enter our data. We will take our tallies and sum them up and enter them in each cell. Here are my tallies for station 1. Here are my tallies for station 2. And here are my tallies for station 3. And I like to make sure that I've collected the correct data. So I like to use formulas to check my data sometimes. So I'm going to enter a formula here. And to enter a formula, you enter the equal sign and start typing the formula. In this case, I'm going to use the word sum. And when you start entering a formula, it gives you the options here. And so sum's right there, the formula I want to use, the function I want to use. So I'm going to double click on that. So it knows that I'm going, so it enters left parentheses, and it knows that, and gives me the syntax for this function of sum. I'm going to click and drag on these cells. You can see how it lists F9 through F21, which are 13 rows and 1 column. And then I will hit enter. And you can see the function, the function and the formula are listed up here, and the answer is listed in the cell 100. So I know that I've collected 100 data points, perfect for a woman Pebble count. And then if I want to copy this formula into these two cells, I can copy that, Control or Apple C copy on that cell, and I can click on this, on these two cells, and I can Control V or Apple V paste that, or I can click on this cell and then click and drag the formulas over, and we could see how on station 3 we only collected 25 data points. Now we will plot data in two ways: percent volume versus particle size, and cumulative volume versus particle size. The first step is to prepare the cumulative data, then we'll plot the data. So I'm going to take these station column headings, copy those, and paste them here. So these first data are going to be the percent volume data. The second set of columns will be the cumulative. We can actually merge center. We'll call this a percent volume. It's always good to annotate our spreadsheets so that we know what we did later. Cumulative volume. Okay. And this will be cumulative. So for each cell, it will include the data for that size class and all the size classes smaller than that size class. So for the first row, it will just include that size class. So I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to hit the equal sign and click on that cell, F9, and hit enter. Now the second cell, I'm going to want to take the cell from above and add it to this cell here. So I'm going to hit equal sign. I'm going to click the cell above. I'm going to hit the plus sign. And I'm going to click on this cell over here, cell F10, and hit enter. You'll see that 0 plus 2 is 2. Then what I can do is I can click on that cell. Whoops. I can click on that cell and drag those cells down, and it drags those formulas down. And so here I'll click on this cell. I'll double click on the cell, and I can see that it dragged the formula down and also dragged the relative cell positions down. So it's adding the cell above it, which is J10, and it's adding the cell in this column, F11. Here, and I'll double click on this cell, and you can see that it's adding the cell above plus the cell in this column of the same row, yada yada yada. You'll see that those numbers eventually add to 100. And then what I can do is I can drag these formulas over. So now I have the cumulative volume formulas for all of these cells. Oh, and I just realized I'd like to add another bottom border here so I know the difference between my data and my column headings. And I also want to make these center justified. They're easy to read. And there we go. Now we will plot the data using the percent volume. So it's a little different in Mac on a Mac, but this basic principle is the same. So we're going to go to the Insert tab here, and we're going to insert a chart, and we're going to select a scatter chart with dots, straight lines with markers. Now we have a blank chart here, and I'm going to right click. I'm going to go select data, and we're going to have 3 different series here. So the first one, I'm going to add the series, and then you get to name the series. We get to put the horizontal axis values and the vertical axis values. Here Excel calls them the X and the Y values. So the first one, the series name, I will there's my email. I will use station 1. So I'm going to click this button here, and it gives me the ability to click on a cell or enter it. For now, I'm just going to click on the cell and hit enter. You can see that it lists the worksheet. This is in the plot data worksheet, and the cell. Now I'm going to select the X values, and this is going to be the size classes. So I'm going to click the select range button. I'm going to click and drag the class number 1 through 13. Then the Y values, which will be the sum, the tally. I'll click that and click and drag those values and hit enter. And now we can click OK and click OK, and we can see here is our cumulative volume plot. Now I want to go ahead and add some titles, some axis titles. So I'm going to go to Add Chart Element and go to Axis Titles, and we'll choose Primary Horizontal and Primary Vertical, and this will be size class, and the vertical will be percent volume. And then I want to add the other 2 station data. So I'm going to right click and go select data, add. Now I'm going to choose station 2. The X values, I need to click and drag the class numbers again, and the Y values, I'm going to choose the values for station 2 and hit enter. Click OK and add the 3rd series, station 3. The X values are the class numbers, and the Y values are the data. And click OK, and click OK. So here we have the 3 data sets, and you can format those. Let's see, I think we can add a legend. It'll put it on the right. So here's our legend. I like to go ahead and put the legend in the middle of the plot. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these vertical lines. I'm going to leave the horizontal lines in there. And I'm going to resize this chart. And I'm going to add chart title above the chart. I'm going to click on the chart and shrink it so that the chart title, and this will be percent volume Mad River Park. There we are. And then if we want to change these symbols, you can right click on the data and say format data series. Go here, go to the paint bucket and change those. I'm going to change the fill on the markers, and then then go to number 2, change the fill on the markers, and I don't like gray, so I'm going to go to line, change the color to green, and go to the marker, change the fill to light green, and the border to dark green. There we go. And let's say 1, 2, and 3. That's not very descriptive, so I can always go to select data and edit that. So, whoops. Let's see, edit. Instead of having it being what's in the cell, I can just type in station 1 and OK. Edit that. Type in station 2. Hit OK. Edit that one. Station 3. Now, okay. Now make sure you're happy with the colors and the layout, because we want the colors to match on our different plots. So now I'm going to copy this plot, select away from the plot, and paste it. So now I have 2 copies of the same plot. But for the second plot, we want to use the cumulative data. And you can see when I have the plot selected, it shows the range of the data that plot includes. And so I can actually select those data and move it over to the cumulative plot. And now I'm plotting the cumulative data. Now I'm going to click and drag, move the legends down. Series 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to need to edit those. It's not series. Just going to station 1, station 2, station 3. So now I have my 2 different plots, and I'll add a note on how to change this cumulative plot for station 3 data. Now, because the station 3 we only collected 25 data points, we need to change that to be plotted on a secondary axis. So we're going to click on the data, and we can see under Format Data Series, the series options, there's a button here for secondary axis, and that'll move the station 3 data to be plotted on a secondary axis on the right. And we want to now, oh, and don't forget to change this to the title to cumulative volume. And we also want to format these, our axes. So we want to change the range of our primary axis from 0 to 100. And we want to change our secondary axis, minimum from 0, maximum to 25. And I believe we're good to go. Actually, what we can also do, I forgot, is we don't have a 0 data set here. So I'm going to move these down and record this in another video. We want to start our plots, our cumulative volume plots, to be 0. So I'm going to enter a row by selecting this row, and I can right click, insert row, and I want to enter 0 for these volume data and the class number 0, and then I can click on the data set and drag these up. Try that again. And do it for all three. All right, now they look right. And we might as well do the same for these. Now we want to insert these plots into our report, and there are lots of different ways of doing this. I'm going to show you just one of them. So I'm going to select one of these plots. I'll hit copy, Control C or Apple C or Command C. Then I'm going to open up my Word document. I'm going to hit some carriage returns, and I'll just go right click paste and hit some more carriage returns. There is the plot, and you can actually format it here in Excel or in Word, or you can go back to Excel and oh, here I noticed a problem here. This is cumulative volume, not percent volume. So let's see how Excel and Word are linked. So let's select this chart. I'm going to copy it, go into Word, and paste it. Now I hit some more carriage returns, and I'm going to go back to Excel, and I'm going to change that to cumulative volume. Click Save, then go here. Oh, let's see here. I'm going to save this file. GL 332 Lab 4 Patent report. Patent. Hit Enter, and let's see. It didn't update it. Usually it updates it. So let me close this file and open it and see. Oh, well, you might need to go in here and edit that, or better yet, just delete that, go into Excel, select it, copy it, and paste it again. Now it's all correct. And then there you go, and save your Microsoft Word. Start, entering figure captions. Figure 1, percent volume. Figure 2, volume 4, yada yada yada.